Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. It is week 5 of the NFL here, and we're going to talk about our game picks.
Woo!
As of right now, the current standings are as follows. Bryn is sitting pretty at 39-23.
Yes.
I'm shortly behind him at 35-27, and bringing up the rear is 33-29. Danny, who is just awful with his game picks.
In my defense, I did switch to that Dolphins game last week just because I needed an upset, and you heard it in the video. You heard it.
No one actually
still
watches.
didn't have to keep.
Yeah, watch the video.
No one actually watches these videos.
Yeah, I know. There's probably like one guy who watches every week. Hi, Tom.
Yeah. Please like and subscribe. That's right. You already do. It's fine.
Just like us on Facebook, but you probably already do that.
Yeah, exactly. All
We
right.
love you, Tom.
This week we have a couple of games coming up here. For the majority, we do pick a lot alike. There are some games that we differ on. Most of it is me and Bryn against Danny, trying to make up for lost points.
In my defense, I was not trying to make up for lost points until they started picking against all my picks. It's just how bad my picks are.
Exactly.
It's making up for
So we'll just run through the games here. We'll run through some of the picks. Colts versus Pats. That is the Thursday night game. I think we are all on the Patriots train at home.
So the Colts win by 40 points.
Probably,
Yeah.
but not much to talk about there. The Titans at the Bills. This one we kind of thought about a little bit because the Titans
didn't.
He didn't, but the Titans just came off that big win against Philly.
Emotional.
This could potentially be a letdown game against the Bills team
Trap.
that are scrappy. I mean, they came out and blew out the Vikings, who a lot of people had a Super Bowl contender.
And remember, the Bills are at home.
That's right. And apparently that means something.
It did this week. It did.
That's because the favorite teams were at home.
Right?
It still mattered.
Right? The next game is the Giants at the Panthers. We are all on the Carolina train. In fact, this is Danny's lock of the week.
He's even taking it from me. We're just rushing through. We're flying through this.
We
video.
are going
We
through.
are locked. The
By the
Panthers.
way, we don't get any words in this week.
That's right.
We were told that we're
This is punishment for screwing up every name we can possibly
That's
do.
right. I'm
Even
taking
Tom.
over the
Shut
show.
up. It's actually Billy, idiot. God.
I'm running away with this one.
Lock of the week, the Panthers.
That's right.
Welcome back from bye week.
That's right. The next game is the Finns at the Bengals. Again, we are all on the Bengals train. I don't think Miami put up a stinker in New England.
I mean, I think they'll show up a little more this week. I don't think they're going to do that bad 2 weeks in a row.
Kenyon Drake's going to have 6 yards this week.
On 4 carries.
Better watch out. Start him in your lineup.
That's my start for the next video.
Now, this next one I'm going to throw over to Bryn because he decided to go against the Ravens and take the Cleveland Browns for their first Sunday win.
Now,
In over 1,000 days.
now you'd think that I would not be the idiot to pick this,
Yeah.
but I am. In all honesty, I just think the Ravens are coming off a complete high. The division matchups are always a close battle, and Ravens kind of had a nice, easy win over the Steelers this past week. Browns, they're showing signs of offense now. Baker Mayfield's actually getting that ball moving, unlike Tyrod Taylor, who could not get the ball moving at all.
You don't think the Browns are going to be coming off an emotional low after the way that they lost this past week? That first down that may or may not have been a first down?
To be fair, every team basically had an emotional loss. I
No.
mean, you had the Colts who went for it on 4th down, missed it. Texans got a field goal.
With less than a minute left.
You have the Titans who won on a very last second touchdown over
With
the
less than a minute
Eagles.
left.
Less than 10 seconds, basically.
Was it less than 10 seconds?
Oh, yeah, it was like last
low.
Last.
I knew it was getting low.
I mean, a lot of teams had an emotional breakdown last week. So
Emotional breakdown?
Yeah, they did.
It's
You can definitely tell. I just think that Baltimore's walking into a trap, and I know it's weird to say, especially after Ravens looking so dominant against the Steelers. I just think Cleveland will. Yes, and by the way, as they just said, that would be Cleveland's first win on a Sunday since December 13th, 2015.
He actually has the stats.
Wow.
Boom.
That's always he picked that game. So he can throw that stat out there.
A little nugget of information. out
He's
there.
never going to pick the Browns the rest of this year again. Just this one
That's
time.
because they're going to win this Sunday. That's it.
They're not winning any more games this year. That's the
They
end.
still have more wins than the Cardinals at the end. As I pick them.
I guess. Well, either way, I'll take this next one just because it's my pick against everyone for the first time today. And
So
believe me, you'll be hearing that a lot. So the next game we got is Packers at Lions. Obviously, Packers are favored there. Lions at home. Detroit has been okay, I think Falcons may be the most unlucky, and I think Detroit is right behind them on that.
Two teams that, by the way, just lost in emotional fashion.
Emotional fashion as well. What a week this was, actually. Wow.
AJ Green last minute touchdown, and Cowboys getting the last minute field goal. Yeah.
But the Packers, for everything that's happened, they haven't looked that good. The best game that they had was the first half against the Vikings, and we've all seen where the Vikings defense has gone this year.
I'm going to jump in there real quick. The best game they had was the second half against the Bears.
Second half against the Bears. Good point. I guess they're both. They thought that was one game, the 2 weeks on there. The second half, and then they haven't played since really. Yes, their defense shut down the Bills, which I'm laughing. I'm wearing a Vikings jersey, and I'm laughing at the defense shut down the Bills and stuff like this. But what I'm trying to say is the Packers haven't looked that good. The Lions have shown some weeks that they look like they're good. It's hit or miss for the Lions too. Week 1 they looked like complete and utter trash against the Jets of all teams, but since then have been competitive and could have won all 3 of the games since and only won 1 of them. I think the Lions are going to come out at home, going to come out strong after that rough loss that they did this week. I think they're going to take the Packers down. So that's my upset. See, I've already gone through my upset and my lock of the week. You guys haven't even started yet. But
we're still doing that?
Yeah.
Oh, then I better pick one.
That is my upset of the week. The Lions taking over the Packers this week in Detroit. And I'll pass it back to Sean because he's fun running through these all. Okay, we'll be talking about these next couple.
Well, the next couple of games we're actually going to be discussing here a little bit. The next game we're going to talk about is the Jaguars and Chiefs. Me and Bryn are solely on the Jaguars train. Surprise, surprise, Danny is on the Chiefs train.
Which is probably actually not
Well,
the bad
here's
pick.
why. Just because Blake Bortles, and I think it was a little bit last year too, but it's shown heavily this year that he has been in every other week. I don't care what the defense looks like. He has been in every other week quarterback so far this year. The Chiefs are a top offense. You're asking Blake Bortles to come out for a second week in a row, throw heavy to probably keep up with them. Yes, Jaguars are a better defense than what they've played, although we haven't seen the night game yet. We haven't seen the Broncos game yet.
That's because it's not happened yet.
That's right.
This is Monday.
So, I mean, I guess if the Chiefs come out and don't show up at all against the Broncos, I may change this, but I don't see that happening tonight.
Well, here's my biggest thing. Yes, the Chiefs have been on an absolute tear on offense. Patrick Mahomes is throwing for 13 touchdowns, NFL record. Again, what defense have they played? They haven't played a single defense that's even in the top 15. So, kudos to them for what they're doing. What they're doing is great. They're surprising a lot of people. They're taking the shots down the field. Mahomes looks great. But the Jaguars secondary is no joke. They can get after the quarterback. They're not going to let Travis Kelce beat them because they didn't let Gronk beat them.
Well, Gronk got injured in the second quarter.
Still, they haven't shut down too.
I'm kidding, that was 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago now that the Jaguars.
So I don't think Patrick Mahomes is going to come out and light the world up. So I don't think Blake Bortles is going to be forced to do that much.
Yeah, but I look at it this way too. Yes, you have Gronk for the Pats, they shut him down. But then after Gronk, who else did you have in that game that they had to shut down? Chris Hogan? Am I right, guys? What's going on? I'm just saying I think the Chiefs are going to come out and take out the Jags at home just because I can't see Blake Bortles keeping up.
James White.
Yeah, they do have James White.
like James White, like in the second half and like the end of the third quarter into the
And they had Rex Burkhead that game.
They had Rex Burkhead.
They did have Rex Burkhead.
Come on, change your
And
pick
Rex,
now.
bro, they don't have Rex Burkhead anymore. He's on
They
injured
did against
reserve.
the
They
Jaguars.
against the Jaguars, and he got
Yeah.
shut down.
Oh well, then yeah. Now I'm changing it.
right.
Kareem Hunt's not going to have a good game.
That's right. So
Sorry,
bench
everyone.
all the Chiefs players in fantasy.
Or trade him to someone else.
Yeah.
Hey, I think it's a good trade. It was a great trade.
All right, so the next game we're going to talk about is the Broncos at the Jets. And again, me and Bryn are on the Broncos wagon.
Wow.
And Danny somehow believes Sam Darnold is going to light the world on fire. So Danny, take it away. And feel free.
I mean,
Jets are favored. Okay, I just want to point out to everyone, their pick is an upset pick at this moment on Monday evening. That their pick of the Broncos winning is the upset. The Jets are favored to win this game. Thank you very much. For the record, this is just a toss-up for me. It was a coin flip. In all honesty, I think both these teams are bottom of the league teams.
You mean both your sides of the coin was not Broncos?
Yeah,
Probably
I
should
know.
have.
But the Broncos aren't as good as what they were when
No,
the
but this
Peyton
is
Manning.
the Jets.
But this is the. Did you see what they did to the Lions who beat the Patriots? No, okay, we're gonna start playing this game. We're gonna start looking at this way. Now, I think the Jets are gonna pull this out on a low-scoring defensive game. I don't think there's gonna be many points in this game. Just wait till next week when I'm 16-0 and you're all like, what just happened?
You can't even be
You
16.
go
There's
first.
not even 16 games going on.
I picked the bye week right too. Yeah, so.
Alright.
Well, you said Chicago was going to beat Tampa because it happened.
I told you I picked the bye week
There's
right.
not more to talk about in the Broncos and Jets.
Yeah, well, I can't
We're just going to move straight ahead to the Falcons versus the
It's the game
Steelers.
no one's watching this week.
We are all on the Falcons train. In fact, that is my upset special of the week because the Steelers
How
are
are the Steelers favored?
I think because they're home.
They didn't help them in Baltimore, that's for sure.
They're home and they're always favored because for some reason people still think that defense.
Remember,
is-
it's already set. The AFC Championship's already the Steelers and the Patriots. There's nothing we
yeah,
can change.
Well, yeah, because he said that he'll see the Patriots. You know, I
Yeah.
forget who it was,
They
but
probably leave it on there.
is he even on the team? The guy who said it was defensive back. He's gone. No, the guy who
I
said
was gonna say, I don't remember who said it last year, but I remember they said they'll be back next year. And they weren't.
Well, the season's still young and Ryan Swetzer looks good.
We all laughed. We didn't even make mention in this video of that trade, and now he's like their number one guy right now.
Vance McDonald is their number one.
Okay, I'm gonna. Yeah. Okay, let's be honest. Juju Smith-Schuster's been their number one guy for the past month.
Yeah. So anyway, we're all on the Falcons train. The next game is the Raiders at the Chargers. We are all taking the Chargers. In fact, that is my lock of the
Bryn,
week.
where is your stuff?
I think Bryn's on vacation. He's not really here. This is actually Bryn's hologram. We're going very high tech in these videos.
Oh no, it's really him. It's
Yeah.
him.
Well, we need to cut funding then.
No.
The next game, the Vikings versus the Eagles, which is kind of an upset. So in kind of a stunning upset, we actually all three took the Vikings to beat the Eagles at home.
I'm stunned. That's disrespectful to the Eagles
And
isn't
the
that what
Eagles-
isn't that
You're
what
just
everyone
a
did in
salty
the playoffs?
Vikings fan.
Salty
I know.
Vikings.
Isn't that what everyone did in the playoffs last year?
I wasn't saying that. because-
Well, the Eagles don't look the same. I mean,
But
4th and
still-
15, and you're going to run a prevent
Well,
defense.
yeah, there's, and not to mention, it's not just that. That defense still is not like, that defense was supposed to be like top notch, and
And
they're
they're
getting
not.
exposed a lot.
And Kirk Cousins is familiar with the Eagles defense. I mean, he played them all those years in Washington. He's much better weapons than what he had in Washington, so I think this could easily be Kirk Cousins. Another breakout game where he throws for like 400 yards.
Yeah, but and once again, I'm the Vikings fan clearly, but now my questions come up. We all picked the Vikings. Is their defense that bad this year? We're talking about how the Eagles defense hasn't showed up what they are, but the Vikings defense just gave up huge points to the Bills one week. And then the Rams, to be fair, it is the team that everyone's is already locked into the Super Bowl champions this year.
So the next game, again, Danny will have to explain why he believes the 49ers...
Wait, I have to explain why I believe the favorite at home 49ers are going to beat the 0-4 Cardinals.
Yes.
Why do I have to be the one to explain that? The 49ers, I don't care that they lost their quarterback Garoppolo. They still have Beathard, they still have running games, and they're still better.
It just seemed like that. It made it seem like that's a good thing.
I'm pretty sure Beathard beat the Cardinals last year. I'm not looking it up. But they're at home. They looked pretty good this week against the Chargers. So, I mean, they kept up.
The Chargers' 28th ranked pass defense.
Yeah, but who cares? The Cardinals aren't sucky.
The Cardinals...
Who cares? The Cardinals are 0-3, 0-4, 0-4, and
Have you seen them in the last 2 weeks against the Bears and Seahawks?
They're putting up points.
They're gonna win soon. I just
I
feel
just
like
the
this is the. We already played them. It's over. We are who they
Same-
thought they were.
Yeah.
Oh my.
But no, but why would I have to explain?
Because you're going against the grade.
I'm going against you two. I'm going with the grade. You two are going way against the grade here.
Okay, then you know what? I'll say why I'm picking the Cardinals. CJ Beathard next.
And you know what?
Oh, so you trust Josh Rosen in his second career start over CJ Beathard in his 13th career start?
No, I trust
Rosen is
David.
a first-round draft pick.
I trust David Johnson, Larry Fitzgerald, and
Ricky Seals Jr.
Yeah, David Johnson.
it's an awful game, all right? There's no real great pick out of this.
I picked the favorite team at home. You guys picked the
Favorite?
0-4
Favorite
team.
for now.
Everyone knows that a Cardinal will eat a 49ers eyeballs out, and that's why I went with the Cardinals.
Good choice. I can't argue that one. You win.
So the next one is the Rams at...
Oh crap! I gotta do upset and lock. This is my upset one. I'm picking
So
Seattle.
Bryn finally got his upset pick.
And wait, you just went at me that whole time about 49ers at home against Cardinals, and then you take a Seahawks at home against the number one team in the NFL.
Well, that's because that number one team in the NFL still has a weak defense. I'm sorry, the defense.
Vikings put up points against them. Who else?
They played Oakland week 1.
So how could you say they have a weak defense when I did say that?
Because they just got chewed up by the Vikings.
But Oakland just put up 42 points against the Browns, who had a top 10 defense. They had a top 10 defense going into the week.
Also, the Rams are down two of their cornerbacks as well.
Now, Marcus Peters played.
Marcus Peters played this week.
Did he?
Yeah.
He didn't look good.
But Akeem Talib's on injured reserve, but Marcus Peters played.
It's just, I feel like the Rams right now are kind of overhyped. I don't think they're, I'm not saying they're not a good team. I just don't think they're as good as their record shows right now. They beat the Raiders and they beat the Cardinals. I know, don't even start.
So, to keep things simple, here's what I picked the Rams.
There's no simple about it.
Here's my biggest thing. I know Seattle was at home where they play a lot better. The Rams on the road in a tough division game.
It's not cross country anymore, though.
It's not, which is good.
It never really was, though.
But my biggest thing is I just think the Rams offense is way too high powered. Seattle, they do have pieces on offense, but let's remember, as bad as the secondary might be for the Rams right now, they can still get after the quarterback.
It's like no one's mentioned that Earl Thomas is probably out.
Well, probably. Yeah.
Probably. I'm pretty certain that he's done for this.
Look, I think him flicking off his bench is gonna like ignite that.
The stadium, it's a very big stadium. He could be flicking off anything.
It could have been the crowd member that was right behind him that was flicking him off first.
Again, I'm going Seattle just because
He's desperate. Just like I was when I picked the Dolphins last week.
Why would I be desperate? I'm leading.
He's desperate to take a bigger lead.
I'm gonna tell you now, if I am wrong on this, I will lose 2 points instead of 1.
Okay, that's gonna be too hard for me to keep up with.
Brand has officially stated if Seattle loses, he will lose 2 points instead of 1, which will throw off the whole stigma for everything.
And I'm gonna have to come up and rechange my profile and everything.
I guess we're all gonna have to come up with one game where we're so confident that we're willing to lose 2 points.
My
I'm not
this
confident.
week, nah, not quite yet.
I'm not confident, but
So
I just have to sound confident.
If the if the Patriots lose to the Colts, I will lose 2 points as well.
You want? Oh, okay.
The Titans.
They lose to the Bills. No, my Vikings. Bill's got to screw me over one more time. I'm not gonna let it be this week. I know. I'll look later. I'll look something up later.
All right. So the next game is the Texans Cowboys at Texans.
I'm not the one who picked the only separate one this time.
Texans are favored, and Brent took the Cowboys. Me and Danny each took the Texans.
Oh, we did have another one now.
We did have another one. So Brent, go ahead and say why you feel that the Cowboys are going to upset the
Did you see how far they have to travel?
Because last
Texans are
time
home.
last time I picked against Dallas, they ended up winning, and I really still don't trust Houston. I mean, they basically got points off of their defense, and I
So
know
if the Cowboys lose this game, we're taking 2 points off.
I'm probably going to rescind that statement later. But I just thought it felt like a great upset. I feel like they could possibly beat the Rams. Anyways, back to Texas.
No one cares about Texas.
I'm not confident to pick because, again, these are 2 teams that you don't know what you're going to get. But I think Cowboys' defense is a little slightly better than the Colts. And I'm not also positive how great the Texans' run defense is. I mean, they got that big front 7. They still been getting pushed around. I mean, LA just had this huge game last week, and you never know. Even out the backfield, even if he has to do catch passes out the backfield, he just absolutely destroyed Detroit.
The only reason I'll say the Texans is because the defensive line, if it weren't Andrew Luck who actually turned into the Andrew Luck of old, they shut him down heavily with sack after pressure after everything. I don't think Dak Prescott can keep up with that like Andrew Luck did.
No, and my biggest thing is this. The Texans, they have the linebacking core to kind of keep Elliott in check. If they make this a one-dimensional game, I just don't see Dak Prescott being able to.
What about Swain?
So you're gonna start Cole Beasley?
No, I just don't see it. Like, Jerry Jones came out and said that the Cowboys are very similar to the Rams. I don't know what Rams he was talking about, because it's
I
definitely
think I
not
saw one in high school playing that other night.
Yeah, I just don't see this. This isn't a very good offense outside of Zeke. If you can shut Zeke down and make this a game where
That's
you
a big
put it
if.
on Zeke's, or it's not Zeke's arm, but Dak Prescott's arm.
It's basically Zeke's arm, no matter what way you look
I
at it.
don't.
You got a great point because Deshaun Watson's doing much better than Dak Prescott this year.
But he has better weapons. Will
He's got
Fuller,
Hopkins.
DeAndre Hopkins.
Well, four isn't
Kiki Couture. Kiki put up 10 receptions for 107 yards.
And Will Fuller has a touchdown in every game that he's played with Deshaun Watson. So
Let's not even forget about Lamar Miller. Okay, next game.
yes. So anyway, we're gonna round out the week. We all took the Saints to beat the Skins.
Well, this is boring. This is how we're gonna end it.
Yeah.
Like,
I know, that's
we
what
haven't
I'm
been doing this lately.
We're gonna go out.
I thought about it for like 5 minutes, if that makes you feel any better.
We're pretty much gonna end this video not with a bang, but with a whimper. So as
Saints.
week 5 rolls around, hopefully Danny can make up some picks. Probably not. So
The gauntlet has been thrown.
it has been thrown. So we will see you next week.
By the way, before he fully finishes, I would just like to point out, at least I've won a week. Anyway, finish it up now.
Well, that's fine. You're still losing.
Sean.
He just took a shot at me and he hasn't won a week yet.
But I'm still
That's why I didn't want to get in on that. It's like, this is rough.
I'm still not in last place, so that's a win.
I went 6-10 last week and then I came back. Actually, the funny thing was, we were actually tied after my 6-10 week. So with all that trash talk that they did on me last week, I was still tied with this guy at that point.
But he's still losing.
They did. Like, what do you have to say about mine?
Well, yeah, I don't care about you. You're winning. We'll catch up.
Anyway, that is our week 5 picks video. Please like and subscribe to get some more viewers. Follow us next week. We will be here week 6. We'll see what this turns out to be. Hopefully, some good games at least will come out of it. You know what? Every game's going to end in a tie.
I will lose 2 points if that doesn't happen.
Yeah, you lost your faith.
There's my 2 points. I will gain 5 points if that doesn't happen.
So, thank you guys for watching.
No!
So, thank you guys for watching. Like I said, please like and subscribe our videos. There'll be plenty more to come with some fantasy tips and tricks this week. We are the Fantasy Forecasters. We predict it just as good as the weatherman.